Everyone please meet Marion Gipson. She is a Chiari warrior as well as the Conquer Chiari Walk Across America organizer in Freeport, Florida. She walks the walk and talks the talk, and we are pleased to have her share her story with us.
As a child, I was always sick. My parents didn't know what was going on with me at all. Of course, I didn't know because I was a child. I just knew I had headaches all the time. My mom would give me, you know, aspirin or whatever she thought she could do, to give it to me. And so I was, taking those aspirins. But then it was every single day that I was having tension headaches in the back of my head. And so as I grew up, and I was very active in sports. Matter of fact, I'm a martial artist, so I've gotten hit a couple times and knocked out or whatever, and it just I did not know the danger of that because I didn't know I had Chiari. But coming up, that was my story coming up. But when I got grown and I'm still having the headaches and we're traveling around with the military, I called back to my oldest sister and I'm like, is there anyone else in the family having headaches? I'm having headaches every single day. So she basically said that, yes, our grandmother was having headaches, my uncle, my youngest sister, and my nephew, she named a couple other family members that were having headaches. But she say it's just migraine headaches. It's just migraines. Our family is known for migraine headaches. And I'm like, no, no, no. This needs to stop. I need to find out. We need to know why we're having these headaches, not just say they're migraines. Once I actually went to the doctor and he sent me over for an MRI, it came back and the doctor said he didn't see anything. And I'm like, really? So I was so happy when the doctor told me he didn't see anything in my brain. I said, "Can I hug you? I'm so happy. Can I hug you?" He said, "No, you can't hug me." I said, "Okay, okay." but with that being said, I went back to my doctor and I say he didn't find anything. So where do we go from here? I decided that I'm going to go to a chiropractor because my neck was hurting me really bad. So once I started with the chiropractor and I said, Doc, my neck is killing me, she actually started doing adjustments to my neck. Did not know how serious or what could have happened to me because she didn't know I had Chiari. I didn't know I had. All I knew is that I was having headaches and neck pain, shoulder pain, back pains everywhere. So finally, after 6 weeks of her adjusting me, and I was still hurting really, really bad. So she looked and she said, "Well, Marion, have you ever had an MRI done?" And I said, "Yes." I said, "But I didn't get a chance to see it because my doctor downsized and I was one of the patients that was downsized." So she had me to order the MRI CD. I did that. She actually took that CD over to one of her neurologist friends. He looked at it and told her that I had tonsillar ectopia. And I'm like, okay. So he explained everything to her. She called and said, "I need you to come to my office right now." I went in. She explained to me and she took a skeleton that she had in the office and she showed me on that skeleton what was going on with me. And then she said I had to go to the neurologist. From then on, she couldn't work with me anymore. And once I went to the neurologist, he said, "Well, you have what they call Chiari malformation." I'm like, okay. He says, "So what that means, you're going to have decompression brain surgery." So now I'm looking at him like Charlie Brown. You know how they say wonk, wonk, wonk. I didn't understand anything else that man said to me. All I heard was decompression brain surgery. And I'm looking at him like, "You mean you need to cut on my brain?" And he's like, yes. And he went on and explained. I'm like, okay, I tell you what, let me get with my family and I'll get back with you. You can only imagine how I felt that day when I walked out of there. I went and I got in my car and I just sat in my car and I just cried like a baby. But my tears were happy tears because I had prayed before and asking God to give me a name for what is going on with me so we can fix this. I just need to know the name. What is going on with me? And no one can never tell me.
She firmly believes through her diagnosis journey the right people were along her path to guide her to a clearer answer, and because of that, she has become a beacon of hope in her community to others who have similar stories.
I knew 3 years ago that I wanted to be an organizer because I attended a walk in Pensacola, Florida. And I'm like, Everybody needs to know about this condition. Everybody needs to know about Chiari. I want to host a walk in my area. So it took me a couple years to get myself together to say, okay, go ahead and apply. So what I did last year, a whole year before I even put in to be an organizer, I planned the walk. I planned the walk. I got all my volunteers. I got people on my team. This even before headquarters say, hey, you could be an organizer, because I knew I wanted to be an organizer and I felt like they were going to tell me yes. So let's go ahead and plan it. So I went ahead a year before and took a notepad and I wrote everything out all the way down to the band. I called the guys and I asked them would they do it next year. And he said yes. I mean, I set everything up a year before. And so when January came and I went ahead and emailed Heather and asked her, could I be an organizer, and did everything that I needed to do. And she was super excited about it. She said, yes. I'm like, yay. And I said, I already have everything planned. I even had the place. I had where we were going to go. I had everything. I mean, the mayor said he would do you know, the proclamation. I just knew you guys were going to let me do it. So I just went ahead and planned it. So once I posted the flyer onto our website here in our neighborhood, to my surprise, people just started hitting me up saying, I have Chiari, I have EDS, I have POTS, I have this. And I'm like, wow. So those group of people, the Chiarians that came together, I put them in a support group. I grouped them and now we support each other here in our neighborhood. And so what I did from that to meet these ladies, I hosted what you call a purple night out. A Chiari, Conquer Chiari on my flyer, Purple Night Out at the clubhouse. And I invited the entire neighborhood to come out, especially the Chiarians, because I wanted to meet them. So everybody had to wear purple and you had to bring a dish. And I love playing games. So we already had a game already ready and we had door prizes. Everyone there got door prizes. And I'm also I danced with the Hammock Bay line dancers. So I asked the line dancers would they come, and they came out in their purple. They brought food, and we all danced, and we just had a blast. And it really truly impacted our neighborhood because there were a lot of people in our area had never heard of Chiari Malformation. I mean, nearly every business I walked in, they did not have a clue of what I was talking about. And you know, the information was there on the sponsorship paperwork. So they read that, they Googled, they did. And the mayor, he was just beside himself. When I went in his office and say, hey, blah, 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 he was like, I'm on board. Okay, what you need, Marion?
Additionally, through her efforts and new connections, Marion helped a local couple share their stories on local radio and TV stations to raise awareness. She encourages the Chiari community to raise awareness to connect with others and deeply expresses her love to her supportive family.
I would encourage everybody every now and then, you know, wear your t-shirt. I wore my t-shirt out yesterday. You know, I had a lady walk up to me at the what was it? I was at a softball game and I wore my t-shirt. And she walked up to me and she said, my daughter has Chiari Malformation and she plays softball and she brought her daughter over to meet me. So please advertise, wear your t-shirts, you know, let people know, you know, what Chiari is all about. I really thank my family for being supportive. I thank them for going out and actually, you know, researching, you know, Chiari and coming back and talking to me about it. And I just love that they, you know, that means everything to a Chiarian, that their immediate family is very supportive of what is going on with them.